Here is an interesting and unique Zip Capital update. I have $1 million for the very first time sitting in my Zip Capital bank account, but it's not actually my money because I do construction draws, rehab holdback. Every time I do a loan and a mortgage with one of my borrowers, they typically borrow rehab money. So let's just say, for example, they're purchasing a property for $100,000, and then they think it's going to cost $30,000 to fix the property. I will lend them on paper $130,000, but only give them $100,000 to purchase the property, and then I hold on to the $30,000 until they complete their rehab or their renovations, and then I reimburse them. So if they complete 35% of the rehab, I'll give them $10,000, and then I'll continuously reimburse them throughout the process of rehab. So right now, yes, I have $1 million technically sitting in my Zip Capital bank account, but $550,000 of that money is already committed to borrowers through rehab draws, construction holdbacks, which is cool because I'm also earning interest on that money. So I still charge 12% annual interest to my borrowers for the entirety of the loan, purchase price plus the rehab draw, but I hold on to the rehab draw until they finish the rehab. And I have 2 loans scheduled to close next week. So yes, I'm sitting on $1 million, which is cool. First time ever I've had $1 million sitting in one of my business bank accounts, which is cool. But I owe $550,000 of that to current borrowers, and I have 2 loans scheduled for next week. Each loan is about $200,000. So that is probably what I've learned to be one of the hardest parts about managing Zip Capital. First, of course, getting new investors. That's always going to be the hardest part, but also just managing the in and out of cash. As a fund manager, that's my job. I have to manage cash flow. I have to manage incoming investors and then deploying capital. And that hasn't been challenging yet because I'm only managing $3 million. But I'd imagine as my fund gets bigger, as I get more investors, as I do more real estate loans, that problem will become more challenging because I'm constantly getting new investors, and then I pay them 8% up to 12% fixed returns, and I pay my investors immediately and continuously, regardless of their funds being deployed. So I'm constantly getting new investors coming into the fund, and then I also am doing new real estate loans, but also I have real estate loans closing, so I'm getting paid back constantly, like 2 to 3 loans every single month. So I'm just constantly, really everything I've learned as a bookkeeper, as an accountant, has perfectly positioned me to be able to manage the ins and outs of cash flow in Zip Capital. But if you want to learn more, let me know. I'd love to chat.